I want to find the 6 trig functions of negative 2 pi over 3. But negative 2 pi over 3 just isn't sitting on the unit circle. This angle is actually coterminal to something on the unit circle. So since this is negative and I want to end up with a positive angle, I'm going to add 2 pi. So then I can just go around the unit circle one whole time and figure out what is the value I'm looking for. So negative 2 pi over 3 plus 6 pi over 3 is going to give me 4 pi over 3. And this guy is on the unit circle. If I pull out my unit circle, I'm going to see 4 pi over 3 is in the 3rd quadrant. And the ordered pair is the values negative 1/2 and negative square root of 3 over 2. So negative 1/2 is my x value, negative square root of 3 over 2 is my y value. So we'll do the same exercise that we just did in the previous problem. The sine of t, sine is the same thing as the y value, which is negative square root of 3 over 2. The cosine of t is the same thing as the x value, which is going to be negative 1/2. The tangent of t is y divided by x. So y is square root of 3 over 2 all over negative 1/2. I can see that'll be a positive square root of 3. We then are going to look at the fact that these guys are reciprocals of each other with respect to cosecant, secant, and cotangent. So the secant of t is the same thing as 1 over y, which is 1 over negative square root of 3 over 2, which is negative 2 square root of 3 over 3 when you do the reciprocal. And I'll work that out in a moment for you if you're not sure the math behind that. Excuse me, that was the cosecant I was just working out. The secant is then 1 over x. And if I do 1 over x, that is 1 over a negative 1/2, which ends up being a negative 2. And then finally the cotangent, which is x over y. And if I plug in my x and my y's, negative 1/2 over negative square root of 3 over 2 ends up giving me square root of 3 over 3. Now with this, if you're not sure how we did that math, let me work that out for you on a separate sheet of paper here. With that cosecant, we said here that the cosecant of t is 1 over y, which is 1 over negative square root of 3 over 2. What I like to do is I like to rewrite this in terms of your traditional division, which is 1 divided by negative square root of 3 over 2. And when you're dividing, you're actually multiplying by the reciprocal, which then gives me negative 2 over the square root of 3. And then I can't leave my answer with the square root in the denominator, so I rationalize, which gives me my negative 2 square root of 3 over 3. So just in case you're wondering how I did this so quickly, that's the process that I use if you need to write out the entire process.